Bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning. Today is March 22nd. Welcome to the Orange County Municipal Court. I'm Judge Capper. We have several reviews we're doing first for people who have been before the court before and had things in order to do. This is a check to see how that's going. So if you're here for that and your name's called, come up to the table to the right. If you don't get called, think you should have, go check in with the clerk's office. We'll do new cases after we finish the reviews. Call the reviews, please.
David Abrams, Chad Campbell, Elson Childers, Trevor Fitzpatrick, Matthew Hall, Tyler Kipper Jr.
If your name was called, come forward to the right. David Abrams is here, 20/21/97 and 20/14/68. He has a report from ODP. Okay, it says you're compliant with everything, so that's good. How are you doing, Mr. Abrams?
Doing good. Just working. Been the last 4 weeks, so everything's starting to get better.
Good. Do you have a payment on your fines today?
Yes, sir.
How much are you going to pay?
40.
Okay, that'll finish this one case off. I'm showing you have 4 hours of community service left to do too.
4 hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
so less than 1 day, half a day, you can get it done.
Saturday.
And also, not just for you, but for everyone, April 12th and 13th coming up, we're doing a cleanup day for Fayette Township, and I'm going to give double credit. So you get 2 days credit for doing one of those days. If you do them both, you get 4 days credit for doing those 2 days. You would still report here to the court, and we'll transport you to Fayette Township. That's South Point, basically. So, okay. Let me set your next hearing. What's better for your work schedule?
Fridays. We work 4/10, so we're off on Friday.
Okay. April 26th is your next hearing, 9 o'clock. See the clerk.
Thanks, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Chad Campbell, 22/27/82, 22/8/14, has paid his fine, has not finished community service, so there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Elson Childers, 23/6/29 case number. You've done a couple days of community service since your last hearing. You still have 3 more days to do. And you did the 3-day school last fall. Do you have any payment on your fine today?
I can pay half of it probably Wednesday.
Okay. All right, we'll get it done. Does it matter to you whether it's Mondays or Fridays for your hearing?
No.
Okay. April 26th will be your next hearing. Get your community service finished.
Yeah.
Trevor Fitzpatrick.
I have a note that Mr. Fitzpatrick was ordered on February 23rd to be here on February 24th for community service, and he was not here.
Okay.
And he is not here.
Okay. He's not appeared. He has community service and fines to pay. So there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Matthew Hoff, 23/3/85. He was at our RS. Is he still?
He completed with us.
Okay. Can you get me a letter of completion, because
Yes.
that will finish him up. So no warrant, and I'll just wait, just give me one to go in the
Okay.
file.
I'll bring one in Monday.
Thank you. Tyler Kemper Jr., 23,630. Okay, seems like a good report. So you're inpatient, no, outpatient, Kent's outpatient or?
He's
inpatient?
inpatient, residential.
What's the plan, what's going to come up here?
He should be going to sober living before long, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, and he needs to do some community service, and get out and do some community
Yes, sir.
service? Okay, get that done. I'll set him for April 26th also. Next
Okay.
hearing is April 26th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Cameron Krantz, Tori Lindsay, Michael Martin, Brandon Miller, Sarah Woods.
Cameron Krantz,
Yes, sir.
23,695. You have a report with you? Or?
Yeah, so, that's where I'd went to Valley Health. I have another appointment April 9th at 2:30.
Okay,
And then I just have to get my community service done, which our car's been broke down since the past time I came in here, which I was sick for a good amount of that time. And I got plans on going tomorrow to the Army House and getting it done, and then doing what you said with South Point.
okay, get your community service done, you paid your fines.
Yeah.
Are you working now, or?
It's not really, but I help out.
Okay, I'm going to set you for May 6th, to be your next hearing. May 6th, that's a Monday,
Gotcha.
9 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tori Lindsay, 23,642. And your amended reads?
Yes, sir.
How's that going?
I've been compliant every week since I saw you last.
Is there anybody here from amended reads today?
He's on Zoom, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Your Honor. She is correct. She has been compliant, I believe, since the last time she was in court. So, yeah, she's been doing well in our program.
Thank you. That was Brandon Peters from amended reads. Thank you for that report. And
I do have some to pay on my fine that I've paid a couple payers. I have a little bit more to pay today, probably about 20 or 30. And then I do still have 2 days of community service that I was supposed to do, but I've been having car troubles, but it's in the shop right now, so I'm planning on getting that done. He just approved me for the Lawrence County Animal Shelter.
yes.
So I'll have that
since you're in
done.
Ironton,
Yeah, because I'm on foot right now, so I have to walk to groups and stuff, but that's close enough for me to walk. What dates did you say for the double time that was?
April 12th and 13th.
Okay, all right.
And if you, let's see, yeah, you could even get some credit for your fines then too. So
Okay, for doing both
if
of
you get
those?
your community service done and do those days, you'll get $100 a day credit for your fine for every day you do.
Oh, yeah, okay, absolutely.
May 6th will be your next hearing. Once you get this finished, you can quit coming to these hearings.
Okay, is that a Monday or a Friday, sir?
That is a Monday.
Okay, good. Yeah, Juanita was wanting me to ask if you could do it on a Monday, because she's not available on the Fridays. 9 a.m.?
Yes, 9
Okay.
a.m. on May the 6th.
All right, thank you, Judge Captain.
You're welcome. Michael Martin, 22-163, 19, 4006. And you're Michael?
No,
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Brandon Miller.
Okay, you're next. All right, Michael Martin is not finished and has not appeared, so there'll be a bench warrant issued. Brandon Miller, 23-184.
Your Honor, if I may, I have a note, Mr. Miller was ordered on February 26th to be here in person. He appeared by Zoom on February 26th,
Yes.
and he has done one day of community service since then. He done it on 3/29.
Okay. And you have a payment on your fines today?
I did 50 online earlier this morning.
Okay. Well, you still have more community service you need to do. Where are you living now?
Columbus.
Okay. I'll let you appear by teleconference on your next hearing then, since you did do some work since the last hearing. So I'll set this for, it doesn't matter if it's Mondays or Fridays for you,
Either is okay.
May the 10th. No, I'm sorry, we got a jury trial today. May the 13th.
Okay.
May 13th, 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods is appearing by teleconference. It's case number 22-326, 21-686. All right, Ms. Woods, you owe 60 hours of community service and a lot of fines and costs. You did make a payment a couple of days ago on your fines.
Yeah, I made 2 payments, and I get paid this coming Wednesday, so I'll make another payment.
Where are you living now?
I'm still in Greece in a transitional program.
Okay. And Mr. Peters, you verify that?
That is correct, Your Honor. She is also compliant as well, but yes, she is still currently residing in our transitional program.
All right, very good. I'll set your next hearing for April 26th,
Okay,
9 a.m.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes the reviews we have. We're going to start the new cases now called arraignments. So if you're here for that, the bailiff's going to call your name. When that happens, come up to the table to the right where the other people were standing. Stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do make statements, what you say is all being recorded and can be used against you. If you get up and admit something about your case, then the prosecutor can use that. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have an attorney appointed if you can't afford an attorney and you're facing possible jail time. You have a right to have bail set and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're waiving those rights. You should not waive your rights if you don't understand the proceedings, if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want to have a trial on your case. Any of those reasons, you should enter a not guilty plea when you're asked for a plea. That's the safest plea that you can enter. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Raymond S. Brown, case number CRB 24-134.
Sir, are you Raymond S. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Have you received a copy of this charge?
Yes, I got a ticket.
Okay, yes. The case number is 24-134. It's a fishing violation, waters of Sims Creek without purchasing a valid annual fishing license. That's a 4th degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
That means you're admitting it's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any explanation you want to make?
Yes, sir. I thought my fishing license were good till the 12th, and that was on the 11th whenever he caught me, but they expired on the 7th.
Okay.
I got a fishing license now, though.
Okay, let me take a look. You got it with you?
Yeah.
Okay, he does have printout on your fishing license. Effective March 16th. Okay, so what I'm going to do, sir, if you will pay the court costs, then I'll dismiss this and you won't have any record. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
It's $125 court cost.
All right.
Can you do that this morning?
No.
Can you do it today?
No, probably not.
Okay, well, when can you do it? I'll reschedule your case. How long do you need?
Not this coming Friday, the next Friday after that.
Okay, so that would be April 5th.
Yes.
That gives you 2 weeks to get it done.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reschedule this for an arraignment.
For an arraignment?
Yes, April 5th at 9 a.m., but I'll dismiss it if before then you pay the court costs.
Okay.
If you haven't paid it, you gotta show up.
All right.
If you don't pay, you gotta show up at 9 a.m. on April 5th. If you paid it before then, then you don't have to come back and I'll have the clerk dismiss it.
Okay.
You understand what you need to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Heidi R. Taylor, case number CRB 2485.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ma'am, are you Heidi R. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Taylor, it's alleged that at Fayette Township on February 17th of 2024, you tried to defraud Walmart of property without their consent. That's a theft offense. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
No, I can get one.
You're going to hire your own?
Yeah.
How much time do you need to do that?
A couple weeks should be good.
Okay. And are you working, ma'am?
I'm self-employed.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a Monday. It's going to be a Monday or a Friday. Either those dates make a difference to you?
Monday would be better.
Okay. I'm actually going to set it for April 15th.
I'm sorry.
April 15th. That's going to be your next hearing, April 15th for a pretrial at 10 a.m. I'm going to let you sign a signature bond of $1,500. And that just means you're signing a piece of paper saying, I promise to come to court. If I don't show up, I'll have to pay a $1,500 penalty, plus you get a warrant for not showing up. So just come to court, you don't have to post any money. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. April 15th, 10 o'clock. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, I think so.
I'm putting down that you will hire an attorney.
Okay.
That's all. You're free to go.
State of Ohio versus Vincent Myers, case number CRB 2491. Vincent Myers.
All right, Vincent Myers has been called for, has not appeared. He was served a summons to appear here today. Well, it was signed by certified mail by Vincent Myers on March the 6th of this year, summoning him to appear today at 9 a.m. He's failed to appear, so now there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear.
State of Ohio versus Cody Hatton, case number TRC 24538, A and B.
Sir, are you Cody Hatton?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hatton, it's alleged that March the 17th of this year at 12:13 a.m. in Perry Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those two things, and that you refused to take tests to test your lungs. It's also alleged this would be a first offense if you were convicted. On a first offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You're also charged with having a light out on the rear of the vehicle. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. So those are the 2 charges that you face. Do you understand them?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty. I have a consultation with a lawyer I'm meeting on Thursday. I'm going to hire a private attorney to help me with this.
Okay. And looks like from what you're wearing, you must be employed. What's better for you to come back on your work schedule, Mondays or Fridays?
Sheesh, anything you tell me, I'm just going to have to request it off. It's hard to get a day off up there.
I'm going to set it for April the 19th.
April the 19th. That is a what?
That is a Friday.
Okay.
Be a pretrial that day at 10 a.m., indicating that you will hire an attorney. And you can sign a signature bond of $1,500. You understand what that means?
Yes, sir. If I don't show up, I owe you money.
Yep. And you get a warrant. The worst part is you get a warrant.
Yeah. I'll be here.
Just come to court and you won't have to pay any money and you won't get a warrant that way.
So, be back here April 19th at 9.
Yes, sir. Unless your lawyer says they've made arrangements for a different day.
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dakota C. Freeman, case number TRD 23214.
And sir, you're Dakota Freeman?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's alleged that you had appeared in traffic court
Yes.
about a year ago. And I guess they entered a guilty plea and sentencing was delayed until June 27th
Yes.
at 4 o'clock. And it's alleged that he didn't appear. And it looks like he got continued again to October. Again, maybe he didn't appear then, and a warrant got issued. In any event, it looks like you got picked up on the warrant and had to post the bond.
Yes, sir. My intentions was to come to court. I had court, 2 different kind of courts the same week, and I lived out of town and worked out of town. And so when I agreed for my boss to send me back here for court for my custody that was on a Tuesday, I couldn't remember if I had court here on Monday or Wednesday. So when I come home on Monday night for court on Tuesday, my court was arraigned on a Monday.
Okay. Well, now you got a bond up. Did you get your license squared away?
I'm in the process of doing all of that. Like I said, I lived on the road for 90 days and I was only home a week. So in the week that I was home, I knew nothing of, I was sending all my money home for mortgages and everything, and nothing was getting paid until, like I said, until I went through custody battle. I found out that everything that was supposed to be paid, nothing was ever being paid. So now here I am, step by step, getting it back. And you know what I mean?
Okay, well, what I'm gonna do, do you wanna go ahead and get sentenced today, or do you wanna try to get your license reinstated?
I'm gonna try to get my license instated. I mean, I will be able to, but like I said, I'm on the barge for 30 days and I'm only home for a week, so.
Well, you should be making pretty good money.
Yes, sir. I mean, I was, and then my baby mother was, yeah.
Well, when do you think you could have your license reinstated?
As soon as I come back, I leave Thursday for 90 days, and then I'll send all my money to my parents and have them take care of everything while I'm out of town.
It looks like, I don't know if you've had any additional issues since this happened, but at that point, you had a suspension out.
Municipal room and have a seat.
Yeah, and I'm in the process of working all that out. That was a trump charge. I have a lawyer for all of that I'm going to court on the 8th of next month about to get all of that fixed and everything.
Okay. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. You've got a bond up now,
Yes, sir.
and I'll set it for a sentencing hearing, and you say you could have it done in 90 days.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's in June. I'll set it for a hearing June 28th for sentencing.
Okay. But if I have everything taken care of before then?
If you want to come back earlier, you can call the clerk and ask him to move it up or
Yes, sir.
lock it sooner.
Okay.
Otherwise, you got to be here June 28th for a sentencing hearing, and the issue now is you've got a bond.
Yeah.
So what that means is before, when you didn't show up, there was a warrant issued. But quite honestly, the sheriff's not going to go look for somebody on a driving under suspension to take them into the jailhouse on not appearing on a driving under suspension. But this is the difference now. The bail bondsman will come in.
Oh, yes, sir, I know that, but yeah, they did
Because
come.
he doesn't want to, he would have to pay $2,500
Right.
to the
Yes,
court.
yes,
He
I
does
know.
not want to do that.
I know. But for some
He's
reason.
gonna come and nab you and take you to the jail if you don't show up.
Yes, sir, I understand.
You understand that?
Yes. Like I said, I've only been back around here for the last 3 weeks. My mother is very ill and not doing well, and as soon as I got to my mother's house, they were waiting for me.
Okay,
So-
well, I'm giving you plenty of time
Yes,
to
sir.
take care
Yes,
of
sir.
it, no excuses.
No, sir.
Get it
No,
done,
sir.
June 28th. Write that down, June 28th at 10 o'clock, that's your next hearing.
State of Ohio versus Joseph A. Graham, case number 23.
At what time?
10.
10, thank you.
Joseph Graham, 2375 is the case number. And he's at OVP.
Yes, Your Honor, he is still at OVP outpatient in Huntington. He is compliant with everything. He has missed a couple of appointments, but we're getting him rescheduled today, so.
Okay.
And, Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
the reason I missed Monday, I called the court's clerk, I think it's called. I was sick, I called, I didn't know who to call. So I just took a shot.
There was a note in the file that you called Monday, and they told you to come in as soon as possible to avoid a warrant.
Yes.
Okay, and you're here today, so no warrants issued. I'll give you more time. You're doing treatment and sounds like making some progress on it. So we'll
Yes.
come back in a month and see how things are going then.
Okay.
April 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next hearing. And that will be set as a review hearing, so it'll be 9 o'clock, April 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Ryan D. Johnson, case number TRC 23-317, and B.
All right, Brian Johnson, you had, your actual hearing was set a week ago, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
And you got a report from RRG. And it says you're cooperating and compliant. We still have some community service to do and your fines to pay.
Yes.
Do you have a payment on your fines today?
No, but I will definitely have one Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday, I'll do it online.
Okay, what about community service? When can you do that?
I'm coming tomorrow, and then the double days, the 12th and 13th, I believe he said.
All right. Next hearing, April 26th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus William T. Green, case number CRV 23686, CRV 23692, TRC 231715, A, B, and C.
So this is actually a pretrial, I believe, that was on the docket for Monday, and Mr. Green is here today.
Yeah.
Mr. Stratton is the attorney.
Your Honor, Mr. Green contacted me Monday, said he had forgot, so he just come and turn himself in today. We just asked to be set for a pretrial.
And you have a preference as to the date?
Not next week.
Okay, well, let's see. On the court schedule, probably looking at April the 15th or after that, so what's good?
Any day.
15th is a Monday.
April 15th is a fine one.
Okay, April 15th will be the next hearing for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are welcome.
State of Ohio versus Mark Jude, case number CRV 24142.
You are Mark Jude?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jude, it's alleged that at Fayette Township, March 21st of this year, you tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. It's a first-degree misdemeanor theft offense, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
I plead guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting it's true. By doing that, you waive your rights to have a trial, to have a lawyer. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right? And you understand what rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir. I've got ringing in my ears all the time, and I don't hear very good.
Okay, but you can hear what I've told you so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've got an affidavit from Mary Ann Bagley, who I understand to be someone who works at Walmart, saying, I observed Mark Jude, grocery side, self-checkout, register number 44, skip scanning multiple items. Most of the things did not leave his cart, and others were covered up with bags and concealed under his jacket. In total, 21 items were not scanned, total value $165.15 value. Do you have any statement that you want to make?
Well, sir, I've been going to Walmart for over 25 years and never had anything like this happen. And it was I just didn't hear when I was scanning. And plus, I've been up all night. And I have a sick wife, and take care of her. And her mom passed away, and I left 5 o'clock in the morning and to go out to her mom's house to fix it up so we could sell it. But I mean, that's no excuse, it's just my stupidity. And, I told the girl I'd pay for it. It's just, I wasn't,
Well, let me explain something to you. You may want to change your plea. Theft, stealing something from someone is what's called a specific intent crime. I know you're not a lawyer, but I'm going to explain that to you. So, in in order for the state of Ohio to convict you, they have to show, by at least circumstantial evidence, that you intended to take this property against the will of Walmart. So in other words, like, let me give you an example. If you walk up to checkout and there's something in the bottom part of the buggy and you just don't see it or forget it's there and walk out with it, that's not theft, because you didn't intend to take it against the will of Walmart. So I think you're kind of saying, well, I was negligent, I really didn't mean to do this. If that's the case, then maybe you're not guilty. Then you would want to change your plea to not guilty, because the state would have to prove, and it can be by circumstantial evidence, that you intended to take these things and not pay for it.
Yes, sir.
So how do you want to change your plea, or do you want to stick with the guilty plea?
Not guilty, I guess, sir.
Okay, do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have a job?
I'm disabled.
All right, I'll appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. And Mr. Morford, I'm setting cases probably the 19th or after of April. What's your schedule and what's best?
I think I'm pretty free during that time period, Judge.
Okay, you want to set it for the 19th then? That's a Friday.
Yes.
April the 19th will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial at 10 a.m. And Mr. Jude can sign a $1,000 signature bond. Oh, okay. His bond will be continued, then it's not a problem. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, he has a bond up, so that's continued.
Signature and telephone number. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Barbara R. Lawson. Case number CRB 22709.
Can I talk to you in a minute? You guys,
You want to wait
Okay, Ms. Lawson has been at ODP, but she had a hearing on March the 8th. I think, was Mr. Morford your attorney?
Yes, sir.
She is alleged failed to appear on March the 8th for a pretrial.
I was moving, and I moved back here with my mother-in-law. I forgot all about work. I've been busy. I forgot about my court hearing. I moved back to him today, and they gave me a letter, and it was paid for him. I'm still...
Okay, I have a report dated March 20th from ODP saying that she is getting outpatient MAT services through offices in Huntington, and that
Yes,
she
she
is
is.
compliant. Is there an explanation for not coming to court on March the 8th?
She was in the process of moving, Judge. She got caught up in that and forgot the date she was supposed to be here in front of you.
All right, I'll cancel the warrant today, cancel warrant, and we'll set her for another review hearing. April 19th. April 19th will be your next review hearing, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, she has moved. Do you want her to stop by the probation and give a new address?
Yeah, and actually, I think this, I said review, but I think it's really a pretrial. It is a
She'll be at
pretrial.
9?
Her case has never been resolved, so it is a pretrial at 10.
Okay.
10 o'clock, April 19th.
Stop out there and talk to Mr. Major, get him here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Stephen E. King Jr., case number CRB 2492.
Stephen King Jr. There was a summons issued for Mr. King. Sheriff's Office says they served it personally on him on March the 8th, ordering him to appear today at 9 a.m. has failed to appear, so there will be a warrant issued for his arrest. Let's see. Yeah, he was ordered in today.
State of Ohio versus Felicia R. Baku, case number CRV 24-143.
Are you foolish in the truth?
All right, ma'am, you're Miss Felicia Baku. Ms. Baku is alleged that March the 11th, 2024, in Fayette Township, that you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Nikki German. The charge against you is assault. Assault is a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty is 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
And you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Please.
Do you have a job?
I have an interview today at 1.
You have no income right now? All right, Mr. Stratton, I'll appoint you.
Yes, sir.
Not guilty plea is entered. She can, she has posted a bond, so the bond is continued.
Okay.
April 19th, Mr. Stratton.
I'm sorry.
April 19th for the hearing.
Yes, Your Honor, just, that's fine, just 1 second.
April 19th at 10 a.m. Not guilty plea is entered. Is there a protection order requested?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the co-defendant is here, so we can go ahead and call that case up too.
All right.
State of Ohio versus
Thank you, Your
Nakia German, case number CRV 24-144.
We'll see.
Mr. Stratton, why don't you stay around in the courtroom so we can talk about these protection orders?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you Nakia German?
Yes.
You're Nakia German.
Yes, sir.
Mr. German, you're also charged with assault alleged March the 11th, Fayette Township, knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Felicia Baku. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand this charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
Not currently.
You don't? All right, Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you. So let's talk about protection orders. Does Mr. German want Ms. Baku ordered to stay away from him? Ms. Baku, does she want an order for Mr. German to stay away from her? Mr. Stratton,
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
protection orders. Does
She
your
does
client want a protection order?
No, she does not.
Mr. German, Mr. Morford.
Sir, do you want?
No.
No, Your Honor.
So neither party wants a protection order. Not guilty plea is entered for Mr. German. We'll set this also for April 19th. And Mr. Steyer, could you approach them?
Yeah.
Thank you for trial. Mr. German, does he have a bond up? He does. It's continued. seconds. And he's got him currently charged with an All right, so April the 19th, the bond is continued. No protection orders at the party's request. April 19th is the next one. Mr. Morford's counsel for Mr. Jones.
State of Ohio versus Perry S. Schaefer, case number CRB 24-145.
Sir, are you Perry S. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer, it's alleged March 20th, Fayette Township, Walmart, you attempted to deprive them of services. That's or merchandise. That's a theft offense, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Do you wish to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes.
Do you have a job?
No, I'm on disability.
Okay, Mr. Stratton. Mr. Stratton, this is Perry Schaefer. It's a theft from Walmart case. Entering a not guilty plea for him. He can sign a signature bond?
Yeah.
No, he's posted a bond. So his bonds continue.
Okay.
April 19th is the pretrial. April 19th will be the pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Outside on top, Mr. Schaefer.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all the agreements we have for right now. So we're going to start pre-trials.
That finishes the arraignments we have. If you were told to be here for an arraignment, there may be, probably are more coming that we don't have the paperwork on yet, the clerk's still working on. So we're going to go to pre-trials, and as we get the other arraignments, we'll come back to them.
State of Ohio versus Garner Stevens, case number TRC 24-5, A and B.
It's Mr. Nash's case, and it's a pretrial on a motion.
Good morning, Judge.
Your Honor, we had an opportunity to speak about the motion, about the state's position on this, and I believe that Mr. Nash is interested in doing another continuance and coming back again in order to investigate or to think about what I've suggested. And we're willing to do that if he's willing to waive time.
There is a time waiver. Yes, that is
Do you
correct.
have a preference as to the next date? I'm looking at least the 5th of April, maybe the 19th, or thereafter.
The 15th is good.
15th. Okay, at the finished request, cases continue to April 15th for another pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Angela Badgett, case number CRB 24-5 8.
This is Mr. Morford's case. And this was set today. I understand she's at OVP.
Yes, Your Honor. So she did appear at OVP outpatient in Ashland, and she did get signed up with her anger management classes, and she's currently doing those. I had emailed you the letter that her counselor sent to me. She did have an ADA assessment as well, and they determined that she did not need drug and alcohol counseling, but she is continuing her anger management classes with OVP currently.
Mr. Field?
Then we would want continuance to let her continue on to completion and waiver of time.
Mr. Morford?
We'd waive time, Judge, and give her an opportunity to finish what they deem necessary.
Any idea what, I'm showing this report says her next appointment is March 28th, so she's at least going to be there that long, perhaps longer than that.
Yeah, it's just determined by her counselor, so
Okay.
we'll just keep up with it.
Let's come back in May then.
Judge, I have probably an additional report. This one's from OVP, and it is the evaluation, actual evaluation. Would you like that?
Sure.
For file? It might shed a little bit of light on some things. I don't mean to hand you something so lengthy in the middle of a crazy docket like this today, but
Okay, seems like there's mostly then, it's not substance use, it looks like it's mostly mental health issues that are being dealt with.
yes, it's what I thought.
All right, is this for the court or you wish this back?
For the court.
Okay, let's come back in about 6 weeks and see where we are. May the 3rd?
I'm good then, Your Honor.
All right, May the 3rd will be the next hearing. 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Stephen R. Scott, case number TRC 2489.
Hey, Butch.
Stephen Scott is represented by Mr. Morford, is set for free trial.
Well, it's a second offense. Yes. So he would have 5 days in jail and 18 electronic monitoring, or 10 days in jail. I guess the judge would have to approve with 5 and 18. The prior was in 22. Well, yeah. I mean, the two options are the 5 and 18, or the 10 days in jail. Now, he blew .0. It was pretty low, but he had a prior in 22. It's not within the margin of error, but it does have a
Judge, do you mind recalling this and let me speak with him? I don't want to hold you up.
Case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Colleen L. Bryant, case number CRB 23657. That's Mr. Stratton's case.
Stratton's case is set for pre-trial.
Yes,
He
sir.
has been inpatient.
Yes, hometown, right? Yes, at hometown.
Do we have a report
Do
from
we have a report?
hometown?
Things going well. Roger Smith contacted me this morning. He's a little tied up. And I'm supposed to either talk to you, meet with you this afternoon. Okay, so he'll be in touch to probably reschedule that. Did you give him time? Okay. Okay, yes.
Okay, it's a good report, and good screens.
Yes. And she, when's your next court date in juvenile court? April 18th. And she's got a case in juvenile court too, Your Honor.
Yes, I had a note of that. I don't know how that was going.
Yeah, next court date's April 18th. And she has Roger Smith on that case. So.
Okay. So come back after that, some,
Yes.
the 19th?
Yes.
Okay, next hearing will be April the 19th. Pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Fletcher, case number CRB 23705.
May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. She would have to come up.
All right, in this matter, both the state and the defendant are asking for a continuance to gather some information about restitution, so I'll allow that to April the 19th for another pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Just April 19th. All right, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Stacy Plummer, case number CRB 2489. Stacy Plummer.
Your Honor, we're just,
So Mr. Stratton's case set for pretrial.
yes, Your Honor, we just asked this to be reset. I think the state does have the video. I have not reviewed the video yet. We just requested it, so I just asked this to be set for another pretrial.
Okay. April 19th.
Yes.
Case is continued, April 19th at the defendant's request.
All right,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Joseph W. Rice, case number CRB 2426.
Your Honor, have you completed everything at Bethesda, or are you still working on that? I haven't got a certificate. Okay, you're
Mr.
still.
Rice is at those.
I'm still.
I did speak with his counselor this morning. He hasn't been in services all week. So this week he would be non-compliant.
Well, I had COVID. I'm trying my best, I really am. I'm doing all I can.
But he's been compliant, except for this week, on everything else.
There's been some struggles with him getting in services.
All right, to allow the defendant to stay out on OR, I'm going to ask him to submit to urine screen.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, you'll be all right.
Go do a urine screen.
All right. Go with the lady.
Then come back.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Brittany Culver, case number CRB 23767.
Stratton's case set for pretrial.
Your Honor, same thing here. Just need to set this for one more pretrial, and we should be able to resolve this matter, maybe on the 19th also. Or 19th might be getting a little crowded. We'll get that video and take a look at it. If there is one.
There's not what they just dismiss it.
What says the state?
Well, this is a matter of an amount of money being withdrawn, taken out of a cash register at Walmart. I don't know whether this is a situation that they intend to resolve by paying restitution or if we're going to have a trial on it. I don't know. Did we talk about it?
We did talk about it, and we're unsure if there is a video. So if there's no video, then that'll resolve this matter.
Not necessarily, but
well, okay.
It could be a factor.
It'll be a big factor.
All right. Well, I want to put this on the record. I have represented Ms. Green and know her, so if there is a trial, I'll recuse myself and we'll have either the visiting judge or the acting judge to hear the case, but I don't think I should hear it.
I appreciate that.
I think we'll be able to resolve this without a trial, Your Honor, so that's
Okay.
probably not.
Well, let's come back for another pretrial and see where we are then.
Yeah.
And if necessary at that point, then I could recuse myself. So April 19th will be the next hearing.
April 19th.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Garner Stevens, case number TRC 24-5, A and B.
Good morning once again, Your Honor.
Good morning. This is set for, well, we've talked about a motion, I guess, continued. Is the 15th not a good date now?
Actually, it is a good date. I was able to speak with Mr. Stevens about some of the discussion Mr. Hild and I had, and Mr. Stevens is prepared to enter a plea here today.
Okay. All right, so this is charged, we've got a speed offense and the first offense ODI with a test score of 14.
That's correct.
So what pleas do you wish to enter?
Do you want to plea on the speed?
Oh, we hadn't talked about that. What was the speed, Your Honor? I forget.
77 and a Hitchcock.
Your Honor, we'll enter a no contest plea if that's accepted by the court.
Yes.
We'll waive the reading statement of facts and stipulate the guilt.
All right. So I'll make the finding guilty based on the stipulation. Does the state have any recommendation on that?
Your Honor, this is a young man that hopefully is going to learn something from this. We don't see anything aggravating other than the speed and the test score and the fact that he's, I believe, 19 years old. But we would ask for a suspended jail sentence and have this young man attend the 3-day driving school program, 6-month driver's license suspension, and we would take no position on the fine or any other sanctions.
Mr. Nash.
Your Honor, we would join in on that. Just one thing I'd like to say about Mr. Stevens. Ever since the first day he called me, I can tell you that this charge has had his full attention. He's always been extremely respectful, no attitude whatsoever, and sometimes we do get that from some of the accused. But young man, he's willing and wanting to take responsibility. He's always had the appropriate attitude with me. I think he's learned his lesson here. He's 19 years of age. We would ask not only to go along with what the state has recommended, if the court would be willing to go with the fine on the low end. We would appreciate that due to his age.
Is he a student or working? What's going on?
He's a student.
Where are you going to school?
At Southern New Hampshire University.
Okay, that's not one I hear of every day. What are you studying there?
Computer science.
Do you have anything that you want to tell me in addition to what your lawyer said?
I'm very sorry for my actions. Do not plan on repeating them.
And Ashland, is that your hometown? Is that where you grew up?
Yes.
Okay. It's like probably in for holidays at the time this happened?
Yes.
Well, one thing, just say as an older guy to a younger guy, you're not bulletproof. I mean, you're on the, see, I think this was, yes, US 52 at 5 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Eve. And you've been drinking. You've been to Huntington?
Yes.
Okay, typical. And you're going 77 miles an hour on US 52. I mean, that's not very smart, is it?
No.
What's US 52 known for? Everybody knows. It's crawling with state troopers, isn't it? And on New Year's Eve, who do you think they're looking for? Young guys like you that have been drinking, and you're going 77 in a 55 zone. You should just get a red flag, hold it up on top of your car as you're driving down 52 with the big white letters that say, pull me over, because that's what they're going to do. So when you're 19, I guess you think you can do stuff like that, and, well, nothing. Like, I can jump off the top of this building and nothing's going to happen to me. There are certain laws in effect you need to be aware of and use your brain. You shouldn't be drinking and driving, and if you're going to drink and drive especially, you shouldn't be speeding on US 52. Okay, so end of speech. Use your brain. That's what it's there for. Think ahead. An Uber, actually we have Ubers here. They are so cheap compared to getting an OBI. So your insurance rates are already high because young males are not very good drivers, even though they think they're the best drivers in the world. They have the highest rates of accidents. So now guess what? Your insurance is going to go through the roof. It's already high, it's going to get even higher. So, but let's just say this, getting on you pretty good, but just learn from this and don't make the same mistakes, because next time you're going to be looking at jail. And I'm going to give you suspended jail now, but if you get another one, me or any other judge is probably going to give you jail time. So learn from it, go on. We all make stupid, dumb mistakes. You've had yours, don't make any more. Okay. On the OBI, I'll impose a $500 fine. I'll order you to pay the court costs. You get a 6-month license suspension that started the day of the incident. 20 days in jail, all suspended, on the condition that you do 5 days of community service and go to the 3-day driving intervention program. So that's a school that you have to go and stay for 3 days, and you have to do that or go to jail. So you would rather do that than go to jail, believe me. So there's one inside Scioto County, which is Portsmouth. There's multiple ones throughout the state of Ohio. You have to go to one approved by the state of Ohio. There's cheaper ones. I understand the one in Ross County, which is Chillicothe, is a couple $100 cheaper than the one in Scioto County. You can go to any one that's approved by the state of Ohio, but you have to go, or you have to go to jail. So get that done. You've got 5 days of community service to do. You can do that where you're going to school, some legitimate charitable organization, something on letterhead. Since you're living out of the area, I'll let you do it where you are. Or you can come back here this summer and do it here at the court. We have community service here every day but Sundays at the court at 7:30. You can talk to your probation officer about that. You're going to have a review hearing, and let's change it for you because are you on semesters or?
Right now I'm on break and I'll start back in, I think it's June.
Okay. Are you you'll be going all summer or are you going?
I'm going online for right now.
I'm sorry?
He's online.
Online, okay, so you're living locally then, so it doesn't matter. All right, September 20th then is going to be your, I was thinking you were living in, what did you say, Vermont?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. You're living here. Okay, September 20th, your review hearing at 9 a.m. If you get everything done by then, you don't have to show up. It's a check to see if you've done the things you're ordered to do. Yes, he can have a driving permit. He does have proof of insurance. You can have a permit to drive for community service. To come to any court hearings, which I probably shouldn't have any by the time your suspension is up. Are you working?
Not currently.
Okay, so that's it. And then he had a speed offense. I'm going to impose a $100 fine on the speed offense.
Thank you, Judge.
You're to check in with Mr. Major, who will be your probation officer, and then you're free to go.
Thank you. driver's license here, you don't have to be back here. Otherwise, you'll have to be back on September 20th, okay? Just call me if you have any questions. I'll let you know again. You got 3 days left to apply.
State of Ohio recalls Joseph W. Rice, case number CRB 2426.
That's a good screen.
Good, good.
So we'll continue his case, and you were asking for a month, is that right?
Whatever the court, it's up to the court. This is a domestic violence, and we were
He's got to finish his...
finishing, yeah.
So we'll do April 19th.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
State of Ohio versus Brittany Balco, case number TRC 24144, A and B.
Your Honor, Ms. Balco.
Dyer's case and set for pretrial.
Ms. Balco texted me this morning. She is ill. She said she can be able to provide a doctor's excuse when she's here next. Rather than have her not appear, I asked her to go ahead and appear by video. But at this point, I probably need to ask for continuance. We need to have her in the court in person to really get much more done. So I would just ask for continuance to a date the court needs appropriate, and will waive time constraints to accommodate that. I don't know when you're looking to schedule things at this point.
Well, April the 19th or thereafter.
I'm available the 19th, Your Honor.
April the 19th will be the next hearing for pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Sierra D. Newsom, case number CRB 24112. Your Honor, I believe she's also on Zoom.
Your Honor, Ms. Newsom had some difficulty with transportation today. I've gotten discovery. I need to go over that a little bit more thoroughly than I have already anyway. So again, we're going to seek a continuance, and the 19th, we just set a date, September the 19th. That 19th works for this as well, and we would obviously waive time constraints.
Defendant's request case is continued to April 19th for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Orlando Barrazo Jr., case number CRB 24119, A and B.
Mr. Steyer's case set as a pretrial.
Okay, just a moment.
She wants to do a 90-day continuance on her. Does she, yeah, but he's saying she's losing money.
She damaged his car.
Mary?
No, not the wife, the other lady. Just she keeps it dead. No, there's not, but he's wanting to pursue it, which I don't know if that's going to come of that or not. But I'm putting that to your attention.
Okay, well, he needs to address that with law enforcement.
I know. Okay. So they're offering a 90-day continuance, which says if you get 90 days on any further problem, either his people, case or be dismissed, you pay the court costs. As far as this part goes, you're going to take this to law enforcement. And, okay. And they can't do anything, but they're good to go to whatever happen.
Happened the same day.
Where did it happen?
At the house in South Point 3.
So you go to South Point PD?
Okay. I did that already the other day. I took, what you call it, did charges, press charges.
Well, are you interested in doing the 90-day continuance?
What is that for?
That's to come back in 90 days if there's no further problems, you pay the court cost cases.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Okay. We're going to do a 90-day continuance on this case, Your Honor. He'll pay one set of court costs, I would assume it's all basically one incident.
That's fine. As far as the court costs, you're talking about,
He's spoken to
both
law.
cases?
Yeah.
Now, there was a protection order issued, is that to stay in effect?
Though there was a protection order for one of the alleged victims, the other was his wife, and she appeared and I think asked not to have a protection order. So just to be clear, that wasn't issued, and the other one is fine, it can remain in effect.
The one in effect's for Bianca.
Right. Yeah, that's fine, we have no objection to that. So we would ask for a 90-day continuance, get a date about 3 months from now. The only thing is I have my vacation scheduled in June, so I need to work around that. If June 14th would work, that would be a decent day for that.
All right, June 14 will be the next hearing at 10 o'clock.
Your court cost should be about $150 or so. You'd probably give it away maybe 20 minutes before the paperwork due out there, then you can pay it. You should be able to pay it today. Okay, if you want to. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Linda L. Carpenter, case number TRC 23-1792, A and B.
Kathleen Osmus.
Linda Carpenter is Mr. Stiers' case, second recall.
Your Honor, this is an OVI. We are working on getting Ms. Carpenter into some treatment as part of our way of dealing with this case. Due to a combination of her health history and her insurance situation, we're having some difficulty with that. She has private insurance, and we're trying to find a place that will both accept the private insurance and work with her based on her history of some cardiac problems. We found a place that was willing to look at her from insurance purposes, but they're saying, well, we're worried about your health in an inpatient scenario. We don't want to deal with that. We haven't gotten there yet. I think that this is a situation where we really need to wind up with some treatment in this case, and I think it's worth continuing to waive time to accommodate that. So I'm going to ask for another continuance. We can stick with that 19th date if that works for the court. If you want to come back sooner, we can do that. The 19th is the date you were looking to set things.
Have you talked to OVP?
I don't know if we have or not.
I know, and the reason I would suggest them is they're medically based and they have doctors.
Right, that's actually not a bad, have you talked to OVP?
I think I have.
We did, Your Honor. She has private insurance. If she's needing detox, though, I found out that she can go to the Crisis Center at Prestera. They will take her, and also Harmony Ridge.
Well, that's who I'm talking to, is Harmony Ridge.
I was going to tell you that. I just haven't seen you since then.
Yeah, Harmony Ridge
It's who I've been talking to.
is willing to take her on the insurance basis, but they're concerned about her health
And I
status.
thought Campbell referred me to the Bird Center, vascular. I thought they'd have my records. I thought wrong.
I think we're going to get I think she's going to undertake some new testing and then, rather than try to gather the old records. So we're working on that. So the April 19th might be a fairly realistic date to have some information, honestly.
All right, finished with Price case and continued to April 19th.
So write that down, April 19th. And
She actually, this will be sentencing. She pled guilty.
yeah, I believe she did plead guilty previously, so this could be on the sentencing docket.
All right.
Although I don't know. Okay. And if you find out what's going on, update me, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Jonathan Jones, case number CRB 22686, CRA 22685, CRA 23679.
Yeah, you're good today. Thank you.
This is
Mr. Stiers' case.
Mr. Jones is at Bethesda, Your Honor.
Yes.
And he drug screened this morning and was clear as well, I believe, Your Honor.
I had that result.
So, this is one that we've just kind of had, we're handling on a basis of monitoring treatment. So I would like to just, kind of, I assume the state's still wanting to come back a little bit further in the court. So come a time frame that the court deems appropriate. The only wrinkle with Mr. Jones is he has a surgery scheduled for
April 29th.
April 29th. I don't think that's probably far enough out that it's not going to affect our ability to handle this, or to come back again when the court would deem appropriate.
Yeah, we should come back before then.
That's what I figured, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
And this is some progress over his last screen.
Yes.
April 26th.
Check my calendar, but that should not be a problem. That is fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Next hearing, April 26th, preliminary hearings and pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You don't need to.
Okay, we've got 2 new arraignment cases we can do now that we have to paperwork on.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Call, case number CRB 2493.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I was told it was arraignment, but is it pretrial?
It's actually an arraignment, Your Honor. I know there's discovery that's been filed, and they've actually responded to it, but it is his arraignment.
Do you waive a reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
Enter a not guilty plea?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered. And town is counsel. You can sign a signature bond, $1,500. So there's already some sort of order in place allegedly?
Well, Your Honor, it's yes and no. There is a civil protection order. That has been amended by the Domestic Relations Court, where he does have parenting time with the children. The allegation is that he left a birthday card for one of the children outside of those time constraints.
Okay. Does the state have any input on this?
Well, we'd like to know whether Mr. McCown believes that there is a protection order that is valid and in place at this time.
The civil protection order is, yes, but the Domestic Relations Court has modified that. We would ask that the court not go back and retroactively apply another one in this case.
Any other orders need to be put in effect, Mr. Healy?
I believe that as long as the orders are being abided by going forward, then we shouldn't have any further problems.
Your Honor, we would need some point of clarification on that because while there's a court order for parenting time, she has actually been giving him additional time and having him pick up the children outside of that time. So we certainly don't want to place him in a situation where there's a filing of that too, if there's been one for a birthday card.
Well, I guess there's a discrepancy about the actual facts of that, but this is a civil protection.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right? So, obviously, this court did not issue those orders.
Correct.
What else I'm being asked to respond to?
Well, is the state asking for this court to enter any orders with regard to these folks being around each other?
No, the civil protection order should cover as long as it's abided by.
Okay. Sounds like maybe this is one we should come back on sooner rather than later.
I've already filed the jury demand, Your Honor, so we can come back on a pretrial they provided us with discovery in this. Yes, I think sooner rather than later would be best.
Okay. The 1st, the 8th, those are dates that are workable. Of April, I'm talking about.
Your Honor, I believe, the 8th, I could do. I've got a 3 o'clock in Scioto County, but I could be here.
We should be well done by then, so. April the 8th will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Sid Mosser, case number TRC 24487. Sid Mosser.
Okay, so this is for arraignment today. You're Sid Mosser.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mosser, it's alleged that on March the 10th at 1:05 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol or drugs, that you submitted to a urine screen, and that this would be a first offense for you. On a first offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most that can happen. There is a minimum, so the least that can happen if you're found guilty is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. And that appears to be the only charge that's filed. Do you understand the charge filed against you?
I do.
Do you understand the rights you have?
I do.
How do you plead to this charge?
I don't have counsel to talk about, but I would say not guilty.
Okay. Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you working?
I'm a union millwright. I'm not working right now, but I'm in the union.
When's the last time you worked?
It's been a minute. It's been a year more since I've worked. I work on the side too for a friend who's got a business.
Okay. I have to determine your gross annual income. Do you know what that is? Do you
how
file
much I
income
make a
tax
year?
returns?
Pardon me?
Do you file an income tax return?
Yeah, I didn't buy one this year.
Well, do you have family that you're supporting?
No.
You're a single person?
Yes, sir.
What do you think your gross annual income is at this point?
I don't have any income as of right now. I just work on the side as until I get back to work.
Well, when you say working on the side, are you getting paid on a weekly basis, or how often are you getting paid?
Just whenever he's got work.
What are you making an average week?
Several hundred. Just select a job. I usually do a job, or I don't know. A couple hundred, 300 or 400, maybe. I don't know. It depends. I'd just say, because it's not really. I'm just say I'm not working right now.
Okay, well, you told me you were, so I mean.
Well, on the side. I don't know how to, because it's by the job whenever he has it, so it's hard for me to,
I'll go ahead and appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, sir. Not guilty plea is entered. Mr. Mosser can sign a signature bond of $1,500.
Just sign right there.
This is a urine screen, so it's going to be a while before we get the results back. May the 6th.
May 6th, yes.
May 6th will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial at 10 a.m.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. We'll start outside.
State of Ohio versus Charles Booth, case number CRA 23-145, TRC 144350, and TRD 144393, A and B.
All right, this is Mr. Morford's preliminary hearing and old pre-trials on review. This,
Your Honor, Charles did complete OVP inpatient successfully, and he has continued on to our outpatient office. He just completed on Wednesday, so he's just getting started in outpatient.
okay.
Yeah. He's also found employment, Judge.
Yeah, I went back to work yesterday.
Where are you working?
Wagner's Tree Experts.
How's the state want to proceed?
Well, we're pleased that he's made progress. It looks like, I don't know whether there's a completion date in mind already, or...
Not for outpatient. He will just continue that until his counselor or he chooses, you know, that he's successful.
And the felony here is unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
And we, in the past, had represented that we would be in agreement to dismissing that charge, and that's with the recommendation and the consent of the alleged victim. Once he's successful in completing his treatment, I understand, well, back in January, he completed Bethesda, but now he's an outpatient with OVP. So, you know, this is just one of those situations that I don't know whether the time is now that we are assured that he doesn't need the extra motivation by being in court. I don't know whether one more time is appropriate to have him come back. And I believe maybe...
He still has some older cases too that he's not completed. He needs to work on those.
Well, that's probably a good reason to come back anyway.
Okay, so let's come back. Keep working on his outpatient treatment, and let's look at the end of April. April 29th.
Yes, I believe that's good.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Yes, I'm here then, Judge.
All right, April 29th will be his next hearing on all the matters before the court. He needs to work on his old cases and get...
I'm paying on my fines today, Kevin.
Okay, see the clerk to make the payment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, we've got hearings at the jail that we're going to go there and do by teleconference.
State of Ohio versus Charles S. Atkins, case number CRA 24-146, A, B, C, and D.
I've already appointed Mr. Steyer to represent Mr. Atkins in this matter. So I have some information that Mr. Atkins would be indigent.
I believe he would be. I also don't believe Mr. Atkins is going to be capable of assisting in his defense. I'm going to have to ask that he be evaluated. I keep saying court clinic. I know that's not the name now, but I haven't
I know what you mean.
got the new name into my
If
mind.
you gave me the new name, I wouldn't know what it was, but court clinic, I know.
So I'm going to ask that he be evaluated for that purpose.
All right, Mr. Atkins is in the jail and charged with a F2 felonious assault. I know there was some discussion that the state might be willing to amend it to a lesser offense so he could go my understanding, there was a facility in Scioto County that might be willing to accept him out of the jail.
That's information that I don't have.
That's what I was,
That's what Bob Bowles said.
Who?
Or not Bob Bowles, but, I'm trying to think of the name, but yeah, they call it.
Chapman?
Yes, thank you.
Well, so.
He's in Wheelersburg.
Okay, so I'm going to need to talk to, I don't know what his rank is, Chapman, Major,
I think he's a major.
and find out details of that. If there was another, of course, you know, the allegations are concerning because we don't have any guarantee that the same behavior wouldn't happen in another facility where there's other people there. That's our concern at this moment. And we're not talking about misdemeanors. So what we would want to do is we would have a preliminary hearing, I guess, unless they were willing to waive a preliminary hearing.
Well, I can't waive a preliminary hearing for somebody I don't think is competent, so I'm just going to ask that he be evaluated.
I think that we could have a preliminary hearing despite his potential incompetency.
I don't believe we can. I think I believe the case is properly stayed until a competency evaluation has been performed. I don't believe he can assist in a preliminary hearing, so I don't think he could get a fair preliminary hearing under the circumstances. If it turns out that he's competent, then I'm incorrect on that.
It's a probable cause hearing. I don't think the rules are the same.
well, I'll let, because I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I'd have to do some research on it. Is there a chance, I mean, I assume this lady that's with you today is from Rest Care? No?
That would be me.
Oh, okay, we do have someone. Do you want to come up and join the conversation with the prosecutor? And so, in the meantime, I mean, it's very frustrating, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. I mean, this gentleman, and I'm sure it's frustrating for the jail. The jail's not an appropriate facility for him to be housed in, and it puts the jail at stress to try to manage his care. So, but there's not a lot of options out there. We used to have a lot more options for people in his situation, but I won't get on a rant about that, but we cut back on those kind of facilities, so there's not much available. But is there any possibility that if the charges were reduced, Rest Care could move into another facility, would be willing to do that?
No, we've actually served him with an immediate discharge as of today.
Okay, well, the information I was given then, I guess, before was incorrect. So, now one thing that I do know, again, kind of talk, just, and I think the lawyers are aware of this, but just to make sure they understand this, if there's going to be a recommendation that he go to Appalachian Regional Hospital in Athens, it would be better if he's charged with a felony. It's easier to get someone in there charged with a felony than it is a misdemeanor. We've gotten a few people in with misdemeanors, but it's hard to get somebody in with a misdemeanor, and it's much easier to get them in as a felony. At this point, then, since your defendant's saying that he's not competent to assist in his preliminary hearing, and they think that stays things, I need some authority on that, but we're not ready to have the preliminary today anyway.
Right, it would be, I mean, we could, I'll go ahead and file the suggestion of competency today. I mean, this is, charges of felony, so I can't even enter a plea, so NGRI is a complete moot point at the moment. But,
so we can, are we within time frames? Everyone agree? We come back in a week and set it for a preliminary hearing, and then in that time frame have some investigation on some of these legal issues.
he indicated to me that he's been incarcerated since the 18th. I don't believe we would be within time if we came back in a full week, if he's been incarcerated during that time. And I don't know of any possibility for, if we bonded him out, I don't know where he would go, so I think we're kind of stuck in that.
Our witness can be here Monday.
I'm on the docket Monday. That doesn't give us much time to figure out the details of the issue, but...
Okay, we'll put it on the docket for Monday, which is the 25th.
Yes.
And preliminary hearing and pretrial. I'll set bond at $10,000, cash or surety. and you're going to file suggestion of incompetency then and request for evaluation, Mr. Steyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, come back Monday and figure out how we go forward with this case then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Heather Krager at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24104, CRB 19742, and Dana Howard is on deck.
Oh, and Mr. Hill, there is this the guardian? There's a guardian also. Is she the guardian?
What?
For Atkins.
You're the guardian, ma'am?
For Atkins.
Yes. Would you come up and talk to Mr. Hill? I'm sorry, I should have pointed that out earlier. I forgot that a guardian had already been appointed.
Just back up.
You would talk to Mr. Hill.
Right here, ma'am.
He's the prosecutor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
You probably need to talk to Mr. Steyer also. Mr. Steyer, I'm not sure if he's aware of that.
I went to look for him.
Mr. Steyer, the lady that's talking with Mr. Hill is the guardian. There is a guardian appointed for Mr. Atkinson. She's the guardian. So I didn't know if you were aware of that.
I was not aware of that.
So it would be important for you to talk with her also.
Okay, I didn't expect so, but.
So he's been legally found incompetent previously.
Yes, and she's expressing some concerns about having him placed other places also, so.
Okay.
All right, ma'am, at the jail, you're Heather Krager?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Krager, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is your arraignment hearing. You've got a new charge filed here. Case number is 24104. It alleges that on February the 13th of this year, you knowingly caused Anna Mae Bellies to believe you would cause physical harm to her person or property. That's a menacing charge. It's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
And you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand these things?
Yes, sir.
So how do you plead to this menacing charge?
Not guilty.
There's an old case too, 19742, which was a disorderly conduct. It's alleged that you never finished it. You did do your community service and actually some extra toward your fine, that you still had some fine left to pay, and missed a review hearing last summer, June 21st of last year. You failed to appear and got a warrant issued, so that's out there pending too, that needs to be resolved.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to request a drug screen from her before I decide if I'm going to do a probation violation on her or not.
Okay. Thank you. That was Mr. Major, the probation officer. And did you tell me how you wanted to plead to the menacing? Did you want?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Steyer, you can see over there. Maybe talking to the guardian. Okay, Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you. On both matters. You've got an old case and a new case. So you're appointed as to both.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to ask her to submit to a urine screen. She He has the old case still pending. So let's do a urine screen, and then after that's done, come back and I'll decide what our bond should be, and if there needs to be any treatment component to that. I'll let you have the files if you want to try to call them up or whatever, do a urine screen.
State of Ohio versus Dana Howard, case number CRA 24-148, CRB 24-150. Nathaniel James is on deck.
Sir, are you Dana Howard? Can you hear me, Mr. Howard? Well, if you're trying to talk to me, I'm not getting any audio.
What was that?
Okay, you're Dana Howard?
Yes, yes.
All right, Mr. Howard, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court.
Yes, sir.
You have a right to remain silent today. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, what you say is on the record. It can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go over the charges with you. There, it looks like there's two, 148 and 150. The 148 is the most serious. It's a retaliation charge. It alleges that at Union Township on March 19th, you purposely and by force made an unlawful threat of harm to Linda Bolyard to retaliate against her as the victim of a crime because she filed or prosecuted charges against you. That's a felony of the 3rd degree. Maximum penalty for that is 5 years in incarceration and an $8,000 fine. 150 case number is domestic violence. That alleges that on March the 19th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Linda Bolyard, who's a family or household member of yours. Maximum penalty for that, 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand the two charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
Have you hired a lawyer at this point?
Oh, no, I don't. No, I haven't.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, I do not.
Do you have income? Do you have any money coming in?
I have, I'm disability.
That's your only income?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you then. Mr. Steyer. He was out in the lobby, where he is now. Mr. Steyer.
Not out here, Your Honor.
I'm still here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Steyer, this is Dana Howard. He's got an F3 retaliation and an M1 domestic violence.
Okay.
I'm going to appoint you to represent him. I'm assuming this is Ms. Bolyard. Is that how you pronounce it, ma'am?
Maybe.
Do you want an order for him to stay away from you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Howard, your order, you're not to go around or contact Ms. Bolyard.
Can she live for one so I can come home, please?
Well, she doesn't want to. She says she wants you to stay away.
Okay.
So you have to stay away from her.
Okay, I will.
What's the state's position on bond?
Excuse me?
I'm asking the prosecutor what he wants to recommend on the bond.
Well, I think it would be maybe helpful to know where he is going to go.
Do you have a place, Mr. Howard, you can go live other than with Ms. Bolyard?
Yes, I have a friend that lives up the street who let me stay with him.
What's the name of your friend?
Jeffrey Rollins.
And where does he live?
He lives at 79 Township Road, 1043, apartment A. It's about 2 blocks up the street from there.
So
But I'm without contact her.
it's a Chesapeake address then?
Yes.
And what's his name?
Jeff Rollins.
What's the state's position on bond?
Under those circumstances and with the protection order, and Mr. Howard's understanding that he can't have any contact with Ms. Bolyard, we'd be okay with an OR bond.
Okay, I'm gonna let you out on your signature, but you're also promising me, and you've already said on the record, you're gonna stay away from Ms. Bolyard, you're not gonna contact her, you're not gonna post anything about her on any type of social media, and you're not gonna go around her. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll come back to court. You know where the court is in Chesapeake?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you gotta be here, and this happened on the 19th, so we could do it on the
Yeah, we're,
29th.
and if he's gonna be out of jail, we have 15 days to work with instead of
Okay.
10.
But that's,
well, 29th,
this
I'm
court, that
available.
is not a holiday, but I think in most of the other courts of Orange County, that will be a holiday.
We're gonna be open though.
Good Friday. Well, they're a lot more religious than I am. Yeah, the judges. Is that it? Nobody's disagreeing. It's not a legal holiday. Good Friday is not a legal holiday. So we will have court on that day.
I'm available that day, Your Honor.
Okay, so that is, yeah, that's correct. March 29th is Good Friday. March 29th for preliminary hearing and pretrial at 10 o'clock with a $5,000 signature bond.
Sir, do you have a phone number?
I do, but I just got a phone and I don't know the number yet.
Okay, is there anyone else, or is anyone from the jail listening?
I don't know.
Do you have another number where you can be reached? Do you have another family member or somebody else, the phone number that you know that you could give?
I don't, all my
All right, we may just have to speak on Monday when you get on Friday when you get here, but,
I can stop in there this coming Monday and speak to you, if that be all right.
I'll be here Monday, that's fine. Just come on Monday and we'll speak here at the courthouse. Come between
Mr. Salary?
Steyer.
Steyer, S-T-Y-E-R.
Come between 10 and 12 if you can.
Okay.
That'll work, thank you.
Okay, next hearing for Mr. Howard is March 29th at 10 a.m.
March 29th, 10 a.m.
Yes, sir, a week from today.
Okay.
But you're gonna come Monday to talk to your lawyer.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Nathaniel James, case number CRB 23317. Brad Pelfrey is
I
on
will
that.
be released today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, John.
You're welcome. All right, you're Nathaniel James, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I believe, Mr. Stratton, this was your case. It's been a while. But it looks like the allegation is that Mr. James failed to appear for a pretrial on August 21st of 23.
It's been a while.
He had been at Bethesda at one point.
I believe he left against that advice.
He's got an assault charge pending, 23-317 assault from May 25 to 2023. Do you want to talk to him before we proceed further, Mr. Stratton?
Yes, Your Honor. He's just picked up on this, or does he have new charges?
I don't see any new charges, just a warrant for failure to appear.
All right, I'll go talk to him.
Yeah. Sir, we will call you back after you've spoken with your attorney.
What was that? Sorry.
We're going to bring you back after you talk to your lawyer. He's going to call down and talk to you.
Okay, all right.
State of Ohio versus Brent T. Pelfrey, case number CRB 22450 A, B, and C. Carlos Collett is is on deck.
And this is Mr. Steyer's case.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't see this on today's docket.
Well, it wasn't because he got arrested by Mr. Sowers on a bond forfeiture. And I believe you were representing him on a sentencing, maybe not, maybe the case was over. He had been sentenced and then failed to appear and then posted a bond and then failed to appear.
Okay. Yeah, I had him back in September of 2022, but I don't think I've had him since then.
Okay. All right, so this has happened before. All right, so Mr. Pelfrey, it's alleged that you missed a hearing in this court on January the 8th of this year, and you had a bond up, so Mr. Sowers nabbed you on the bond and took you to the jail. And he's asked to be released from the bond that he had posted for you November 21st of 2023. All right, the allegation is that you failed to appear for a sentencing hearing in this matter. Do you admit or deny that, sir?
I understand this court case.
Okay, do you have an explanation for missing?
Whenever I was arrested, I asked in jail for the riot misgivings. I never received a text or anything whenever I was be at court.
Okay, I'll take that as a not guilty plea, and I'll go ahead and reappoint Mr. Steyer to represent you on this whole issue of whether he missed his hearing. There was a bond forfeiture hearing set for April 22nd. I'll cancel that, and I'm going to cancel the bond that Mr. Sowers had posted previously, because he's, I think, got Mr. Pelfrey in here maybe more than once. So the bond is canceled. I'm going to set a new bond based on his non-appearances. I'm going to make it $5,000 now. $5,000 cash or surety. It's his current bond.
Is that a bond you believe you could make? I assume Mr. Sowers, well, Mr. Sowers might take it, might allow himself to be paid again. Do you think you could make that bond?
No, I don't think I can.
Then I would ask to have this set for next week if we could.
Okay.
I'm here Monday and Friday of next week.
Let's go ahead and set it for, we'll set it for the 29th. March 29th will be his next hearing. Be pretrial on review.
State of Ohio versus Carlos J. Pollitt, case number CRB 2418.
How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Police.
Polite. All right, Mr. Polite, I am Judge Capper, Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. There's a charge filed against you here, case number 2418. You should have received it by now. It was faxed to the jail this morning at 10:05 a.m. It's a domestic violence charge. It alleges that on December 31st, 2023, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Kaylee Harris. that Kaylee is either a member of your family or a member of your household. That is a first-degree misdemeanor charge. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Well, what's it about, Joe? It kind of just locked out of town.
Okay, the maximum penalty for this is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. That doesn't mean that's what you have to receive, but that's the most you can receive. And you have, let's go over your rights. You probably know this, but just to make sure, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to the charge? You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
No contest.
No contest means you don't want to fight it. You are agreeing, though, if you enter a no contest plea, that you can be found guilty without a trial, without a lawyer. If I believe what the state says it has as evidence, if that's a violation of law, then I can find you guilty without you having a lawyer or even having a trial on it. So most of the time, it's going to result in a guilty finding. Is that what you want to do?
I'll do that so I can get a lawyer, yeah.
You want a not guilty? Plead not guilty then, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job? What do you do?
I'm an SRNO.
SRNO?
SRNA, State Registered Nursing Assistant.
Okay. Are you paid by the hour doing that?
Yes, sir.
How much per hour?
10 right now.
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel now. Mr. Stratton, I'll appoint you to represent. Remind me again, Polite?
Yes, sir. Polite.
Polite.
Okay.
Carlos Polite. It's a domestic violence.
All right.
And do you have a place to live, Mr. Polite, other than with Kaylee Harrison? Have you been living with her?
Yes, I have, so yes.
Is Ms. Harris here today?
No.
Kaylee Harris, are you here in court? What's the state's
No
position?
answer, Your Honor.
Thank you. What's the state's position on the protection order? I mean, this was New Year's Eve, 2023 is the allegation. So it's got some age on it.
We would try to contact her.
Did you say
See
23?
where we stand.
December 31st, 2023 is the date that this is alleged to happen. And it was filed January 10th, so it's been filed for a while too. We just didn't get served, I'm assuming.
So we'll try, if it can be recalled, we'll try to reach
Okay. Why don't you call and talk to Mr. Polite while the state's trying to get a hold of the complaining party. I've appointed you a lawyer, Mr. Polite. Mr. Stratton, he's going to call down and talk to you at some point here. It may not be immediately, but at some point he'll talk to you, and then I'll have you back out on the record once we decide how we're going to go forward on bond.
Yes, John.
State of Ohio recalls Nathaniel James at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23317, and Heather Craig will be on deck.
Nathaniel James is Mr. Stratton's case.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a case where the alleged victim in the case is deceased, which I think might have added to some confusion about not coming back.
Chelsea Berry.
Yeah. Mr. James is asking for a signature bond, but I believe he's also willing to go back to treatment. I know there was an issue with Bethesda, but he's willing to go back to Bethesda.
That's the state's position. I'm looking back at Bethesda reports. At one point, back in the summer of last year, he got a really good report.
Yes.
We would be willing to check him out his own, get back into it.
We're not opposed to that, Your Honor.
Is he willing to go back?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He mentioned that before I did, John.
Okay. I'll order Mr. James is released to Bethesda for inpatient treatment. And then to come back for a follow-up hearing, check in and see how he's doing in April. How about the 8th, April 8th? Are you available?
Yes,
So
April 8th is
Monday.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Next hearing will be April the 8th. Okay, I'll see you on April the 8th, Mr. James. You'll get picked up by Bethesda at the jail.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Heather Krager, case number CRB 24104 at the Lawrence County Jail on a recall.
We're looking for a urine screen.
She did provide one, Your Honor. I believe she tested positive for amphetamine, methamphetamine, MDMA, and THC. Under that circumstances, Your Honor, unless she was willing to go into inpatient treatment, I'm going to file a probation violation on her. If she goes into inpatient, I would not.
She is willing to go to inpatient, Judge. She's actually been to inpatient. In 2012, she completed the Linda Center. She has an Ohio medical card and is amenable to treatment.
Okay. Bethesda's volunteering to take her. We got a female bed, so I'll order her released on a $5,000 OR bond to Bethesda inpatient. And April 8th would be a good day to come back. Are you available? All right, Ms. Krager, I'm releasing you to go to inpatient treatment. You'll go today. I'll see you, not quite 2 weeks.
Your Honor, if I may, there may be some other additional problems. I think she's got problems out of our municipal court too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's subject to your holders being lifted. If you got a holder from another court, why don't we put it on the docket for Monday? You here Monday, Mr. Moore?
I am.
I mean, I'll let her go whenever the holders are lifted, but that may be something that has to be worked on.
I will contact John Kincaid and see if I can't work with him, Your Honor.
So we'll put it on the docket for Monday. If she's at Bethesda, then we'll just continue it to April 8th. We'll do an order today that she can go inpatient.
And we're going to ask for a protection order too, Your Honor.
Okay, she's also ordered not to contact or go around Anna Lyles.
Ms. Krager, did you catch the last part of what the judge says, that you are not to go around Ms. Bilal?
Yes, sir.
That means any way, electronically, don't do it social media, text, or ask somebody to do it for you.
Okay.
Hands off. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, Carlos Police is the only one we have remaining at the jail. We're not ready for him yet.
Okay, we'll come back to the jail then later.
State of Ohio recall Stephen R. Scott here at the court, case number TRC 2489.
Okay, we'll recall this after Mr. Scott and counsel had a chance to speak.
We approach.
Yes. It's my understanding the defendant's going to ask for a continuance to do an assessment and come back and provide information to the court as to what the assessment shows.
Yes, Your Honor, it would, I think, help Mr. Heel then come up with hopefully a joint recommended sentence to present you for your approval.
How do you pay for medical services, Mr. Scott?
I get insurance to the state of Ohio, and then I also have private insurance in my work. So either or.
So you have a medical card from Ohio?
Yeah.
And you live in Ironton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'll let you pick out, Bethesda's willing to talk to you today. You need to give an assessment of the substance use issue and present that to the court the next time you come back, and to the prosecutor, see how they wish to go forward on your case. This is a second offense. If you were found guilty, you would be required to do an assessment and treatment if it was indicated in any event. So, to get that done, you want to come back April 22nd? So 1 month out, April 22nd will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus James A. Kelly Jr., case number CRB 24-152, A and B.
Okay, this is for arraignment. Bailiff is handling defendant copy of the charge. You're James Kelly, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a copy of your charges. It's 24-152, A and B. The A case, 152A, is a charge of unlawful restraint. It alleges that on March 20th, without the right to do so, you restrained Amanda Kelly of her liberty. That's a third-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail. 60 days in jail, $500 fine. Then the B case, 152B, is a domestic violence charge. It alleges that same day and time, you caused Amanda Kelly to believe you would cause imminent physical harm to her or a member of her family or household. That's a fourth-degree misdemeanor domestic violence charge. Maximum penalty, 30 days in jail, $250 fine. You understand those two charges?
Yes, sir.
And you've been here for a while. Did you hear me explain rights of defendants?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions before you enter a plea?
No, sir.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
I wish to plead not guilty.
Do you wish to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any income?
No, when Mrs. Kelly had me put in jail that night, she got a U-Haul and loaded up my whole home, cleaned out my bank accounts, took everything I have. My mother had to pay for my gas to get here today, and she's according to U-Haul, she's in North Carolina. That's where her mother lives.
Okay, so
she fled.
But you don't have any money coming in as income?
I have Social Security. I live on Social Security.
All right, that's your own.
I'm a disabled veteran, yeah, but I'm a peacetime vet. Peacetime vets, I don't know if you know it, but they do not get any kind of compensation.
Okay, I'm going to appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you.
Hello, sir.
Enter a not guilty plea.
Yes.
He can sign, assume there's no objection to a signature bond.
No objection, Your Honor, but we are asking for a protection order.
Okay, it should be easy to do. I'm going to worry you to stay away from Amy Kelly while this is pending. If she's out of state, be able to stay away from her, but don't contact her, don't text her, don't post things.
I don't know how. She disappeared toward her mother. I don't know where her mother lives or anything about that. And since she took everything I had, I doubt she'll be returning. But I'll continue the no contact.
We can do April the 19th, Mr. Stratton. I know you're here on other cases.
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor.
April the 19th will be the next hearing for a pretrial at 10 a.m.
Okay. We'll go outside and call. Good to go out. Just walk outside there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Richard M. Nance, case number CRB 24-151, TRC 1930-86.
Read your name. Read your name.
What's that?
All right, sir, are you Richard M. Nance?
Yep.
Mr. Nance, it's alleged that on March 20th, you not only caused or tried to cause physical harm to Josie Nance, who's a member of your family or household, and that this occurred in Union Township here in Lawrence County. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah.
Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes.
Do you have a job?
No.
Well, it's also alleged that you had failed to appear for a review hearing in case number 1930-86 on August the 8th of 2022. The warrant's been outstanding since then. That was on a OBI and a no operator's license charge.
I was in a rehab, and then I went to outpatient rehab, and they was bringing me down here for all my court cases. And then when I finished at outpatient, they told me it was all over. It was done. I'd already served my sentence, and done my probation, my community service, and all that.
Well,
I was not aware of that.
I'll take that as a not guilty plea. Mr. Steyer? Okay. Mr. Steyer, this is Richard Nance. He has a new charge of domestic violence and an old OBI that's allegedly not finished. And this is Josie Nance. Is there a protection order requested?
Your Honor, she does not want a protection order, and she's explained to me a little bit about what's going on with respect to the, I guess the last hearing maybe was in August that he was supposed to be here.
Of 22.
Okay, she said he had a stroke at that time. And
Yes, I had a stroke, and it's hard for me to keep track of what's going on.
And that may have also contributed to this problem, some of the lasting effects of the stroke. She's worried about her grandfather with respect to some of the issues that would lead to an event like this. And she does not want a protection order, but we also think that this is probably a time at which there needs to be an assessment for mental health issues.
Okay. Are you a veteran, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a medical card?
Yes.
Ohio Medicaid or you on Medicare?
I think so.
Do you know about his medical?
He has a medical card.
Do you know if it's Medicaid or Medicare? Do you know that?
I don't. I usually deal with all that stuff for him. He has United Health, care card, so I think it's Medicaid.
It's Medicaid.
That's Medicaid?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Then that should help then in terms of finding someone to talk to him.
Maybe PATH?
He lives here in County Road 2, Chesapeake.
I
We
know.
live together.
Where's County Road 2 in terms of in Chesapeake? Is that in the village or is that out in the hinterland?
It's out of the village, it's on Greedy Ridge Road.
Would you be able to get him to, what's the name of that little
Plaza.
the little plaza in Chesapeake?
His mother is a driver, she would do it.
Would you be able to get him to the plaza here in Chesapeake?
Yes.
Okay, PATH then probably is a good choice.
Any substance use issues?
He's clean, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs.
Okay, well, PATH is good. They're a new facility here in the last year or so, and they seem to be doing pretty good work. So we've had other people referred to them, and I think they've helped them quite a bit.
What is it?
It's
called PATH.
It's called PATH. It's a little place over by
They do
the,
mental health services.
yeah, by like, there's a Save a Lot there, I think. We'll get you evaluated there and we'll go from there. I don't know what kind of time frame we want to come back on this, Your Honor.
Maybe a month. She doesn't want a protection order. Do you all live together?
Yes, and I don't want to move, I don't think he would do it again,
Okay,
He's-
you're okay staying
he's
in?
my grandfather, but he's more like my dad.
Okay.
19th works, Your Honor. Or the 22nd or 29th. I'm sorry, the 19th, 22nd, and 26th are the dates in April that are about a month out. And you said, after the 19th, you said that's what you were aiming for before.
Let's do the 22nd.
Okay.
19th's getting a few dates on it, so. April 22nd is going to be his next hearing. Want him to go to PATH and get an evaluation. They're nice people and they seem to help people. We've had a lot of people go there that seem very pleased with the services they get there, and they've actually helped them. So I think it's an agency that can help you. Okay, you can get, speak with Mr. Major, we probably have some information about their contact. Okay, next hearing, April 22nd, he still has this OBI, he's got things to do. What I'm showing is quite a bit of community service still owed, and I paid everything, but on his fine, he has a warrant fee now.
So that's not a pending charge, that is a review matter.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
What was that also?
We're coming back on April
22nd.
22nd, and you'll be here at 10 o'clock. Okay, if you can just wait for me in the lobby. Has there been a bond on this matter? I'm sorry.
I need to set, I didn't set one. He can sign $1,500.
Sign your name right here, sir. Right as X.
Yes. That's right. Yes.
$1,500 award.
Okay, so if you can wait for me in the lobby, I'll be out there talking in a couple minutes, okay? Thank
State
you.
of Ohio versus Kathy Knight, case number CRB 24147, A and B.
That's just for quick call.
Yeah.
This is an arraignment. Ma'am, you're Kathy Knight?
Yes.
I do. A and B. 147 A and B. Ms. Knight, were you here when I've explained rights to other people? Do you understand that? Is there anything you want me to go over about your rights with you?
Yes.
You're okay with it, or you want me to go through it again with you?
What is it?
Explain your rights.
Yes.
You want me to explain them to you? Okay, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But if you do say things, what you say is on the record, it can be used against you. For instance, if you admit something happened, that can be used by the prosecutor against you at a trial. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Those are your rights. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Okay, you've got two charges, resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. On the resisting, it's alleged that on March the 18th in Rome Township, you by force interfered with the lawful arrest of yourself. That is a second-degree charge of resisting arrest that carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail, $750 fine. You're also charged with disorderly conduct. The state's alleging that on March 18th you caused inconvenience, annoyance, alarm to others by engaging in fighting, threatening to do harm to other persons or their property, being violent or turbulent, and that this was committed in the presence of a law enforcement officer. So it's a fourth-degree misdemeanor, carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand those two charges? How do you wish to plead to these charges? You can plead guilty, not guilty.
Not guilty.
You want not guilty? Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Do you have a job?
Nope, not right in.
Do you have any income coming in?
Nope.
I'll appoint Mr. Morford. We'll let you sign I'm assuming there's no objection to no R bond.
Well, Your Honor, this occurred.
No, she has a bond up. She has a bond up.
This occurred during
an
an overdose by Ms. Knight, in which she was Narcan, and during that process, she resisted arrest and she was disorderly. So it appears that there are drug issues involved.
Okay. Well, that's not an uncommon thing, is when people get Narcan, they immediately go into withdrawal. Narcan takes effect, so sometimes they're not very happy. So I think for her own benefit, I would be willing to let her have, continue the bond she's on, but I want her to start, get an assessment and start treatment. And you live in Scotttown, okay? On 218.
Yes.
Do you have an Ohio medical card? How do you pay for medical services? You never go, or?
I went one time, it probably been like a year ago. I ain't got no bills up for me yet.
Where did you go a year ago?
St. Mary's.
I'm sorry?
St. Mary's.
Oh, the St. Mary's, okay. Do you have, let's talk about transportation. How do you get around?
My friend.
You got somebody that can haul you? Is it, would you rather go to Chesapeake or to Ironton?
Chesapeake.
I don't blame you. Even though Chesapeake's our big rival, I'd rather go there. So I'm going to refer you to RRS for an assessment. There's somebody here today that's going to talk to you about that. Mr. Gwynn. So you got to go there, get assessed, and start treatment if they recommend it as a part of your bond. So let's come back April the 8th.
Okay.
Speak to Mr. Gwynn today. Maybe we should do a urine screen today. I'm going to make a urine screen part. Let's hold off. Maybe, I don't want to just assume. We don't really know why she got Narcan. Let's do, for her own benefit, let's do a urine screen, and then I'll set bond, conditions of bond after we get the results of that. So you can talk to her, Mr. Morford, down if you want the court's file.
Please.
Then after she does the urine screen, come back and I'll decide what the terms of her bond should be.
State of Ohio versus Danny F. Maynard, case number CRB 24149.
And sir, you Danny Frank Maynard.
Yes, sir.
The bail's just hand you a copy of the charge. It alleges that on March 20th in Fayette Township, you purposely deprived Walmart of property without their consent. That's a theft charge, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you have?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
I plead guilty, sir. I did it.
If you enter a guilty plea, you're admitting the charge is true, you're waiving your rights to have a trial and to have a lawyer. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to accept your guilty plea, and here's what I normally do. I don't suspect you of drug use, but I've been wrong before. And my usual practice is anybody that pleads guilty to shoplifting from the Walmart here, I make them do a urine screen.
Yes, sir.
Because about 80% of the people that are guilty of shoplifting are dirty.
Okay.
And then I make them go to treatment. So go with Mr. Cooper, he'll get you a urine screen, and then you'll come back and I'll sentence you after I see what the results are.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Charles H. Dennison, case number CRB 23566, A, B, C, and D.
All right, this case is before the court today on sentencing. There was a pre-sentence investigation performed, which I have reviewed. I think Mr. Nash, you had a chance to look at it also.
I have, Your Honor.
We've got some other folks coming in. This case was tried to a jury in this court, and the jury returned a guilty verdict that was on February 23rd of this year. So I delayed sentencing to today. So the state can gets to argue first on sentencing. So Mr. Hill, do you have any argument or statement you wish to make to the court?
Your Honor, we would make a statement to the court. We also have the young lady who is the victim in this who wishes to offer a statement to the court as well.
Yes, she's allowed to do that.
Our recommendation, Your Honor, each of the charges he was found guilty on have a maximum sentence of 60 days in the county jail. And so we are asking the court to impose 3 60-day sentences consecutively for a total of 180 days. We believe that this is the worst form of the offense. I think that the facts bore out the fact that this activity continued after Mr. Dennison was well aware that this young lady did not approve of or appreciate, and that she was traumatized to a great extent by what happened. I think that was made very clear in the evidence in the case, particularly her own testimony. So that's what we're asking for. We're also asking the court to impose a Tier 1 sexual offender registry obligation on his part pursuant to 2950.01 E1A. We're asking for 2 years of probation, no contact order, and we take no other position.
All right, I'll hear from the victim at this time if she wishes to make a statement to the court.
You can just start.
I have struggled to find a way to make sense of everything that has happened. I first met Charlie when I came into foster care to live with my now adoptive parents. At first he seemed sweet, kind, and caring, then things changed after he started touching me. He would make me feel uncomfortable and afraid when I was around him alone. I was already in a hard spot being in foster care, and I feel like he took advantage of that. I felt helpless, ashamed, and embarrassed. It took a lot for me to tell, but I felt if I didn't, it may happen to another kid. This has affected every part of my life in some way. I have been diagnosed with PTSD and have panic attacks that I have never had before. I have struggled a lot with my schoolwork, self-esteem, and my overall health. I have more trust issues and have had a hard time talking to men, even my own dad. This is not something that will ever leave me, and I'm not sure how long it will take to repair the damage he has done. I hope that he learns a lesson that he cannot do this to me or anyone else.
Thank you for your statement. Mr. Nash.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Dennison now stands before you prepared for sentencing. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Dennison is 54 years of age with only one prior conviction, which was over 30 years ago for OVI. He had went through some alcohol counseling at that time. He has not had any issues since. No criminal offenses since that, with the exception of this case here. During the pendency of this case, he has been through PATH, and he still receives counseling with PATH, and I have a letter here as an update on how that's going. He has been tested for drugs, and he's had all negative tests for all of those. In regard to the pre-sentence investigation, there was a note there of his employment history, and that was one of the difficult factors in this case. It's never pleasant to have a criminal charge levied against you. Sometimes, though, the effects can have a different impact on different people. Mr. Dennison has 26 years in the SERS teaching retirement system where he worked with the schools. Obviously, that's gone nowhere now. All that time is nothing. He's lost that opportunity. He has nothing towards retirement. And because of that, that hits him a little different. While this case has been pending, he has complied with the court's conditions of bond. And specifically, one of those conditions is to not have any contact with the complaining witness. He has avoided that. This court has his full attention. He has every intention of complying with any order this court would give him, whether that would be electronically monitored house arrest or any GPS monitoring. He does live here in the county with his parents. He is a member of his church, and those witnesses had testified. He's respected by those members of the church, and they're still here by his side, prepared to stand along with him and keep him in line. I know one of the concerns that the court has is protection of the public from future harm. He's had over a 30-year history. There's been no incidents, but more importantly, since this case has been filed, he again has followed every rule this court has had, as well as maintaining no contact with the complaining witness, and we expect that to continue. Thank you. And because of that, we would ask that there not be a jail sentence.
All right, and Mr. Dennison has a right to make allocution to the court. Is there anything he wishes to say to the court?
Yeah, I know that I really don't deserve to go to jail for this. I have, like I said, a couple of times tapped her on the legs, whatever she's saying stuff. I do regret doing that, but I'll straighten up. I'm going to church. I've been going to church, but I really don't deserve to be going to jail, really. If that can be prevented, I'll do it. I'll do whatever. Besides, I really don't feel like going to jail is in the means of that.
I think one of the things Mr. Dennison's referring to is his, as some of the testimony came out during trial, he had lost his brother. That put him in a situation where he was on the verge of suicide. And so it's just a time that to be monitored closely and to continue with the counseling with PATH is I think what he's suggesting, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hill, do you have any rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
I got counselors right now.
Well, I've thought a lot about this case since the trial and even before, but, you know, I sat and listened to the evidence, just like the jury did, and it was the statements that Mr. Dennison made that came out of his own mouth that convicted him. His own admissions as to the activities that he engaged in. And I don't know if his family was in the courtroom or got to hear all that, but I did get to hear it. And I was able to watch the jury and their reaction to it, and it was very obvious to me that what was played on the screen and was his own statements that had huge impact on the jury and is the reason he got convicted in this case. The other thing is that this is a gross violation of a position of trust. And he stood in the position as a grandfather to this young lady, morally and now would be legally if he was still in that family, but I'm sure those bonds are broken. But in any event, that was the position he occupied to her. So to me, that makes this a much worse offense than if it was, in effect, a stranger. This is someone that she should have been able to trust, and he violated that trust in a gross way. So I'm going to go along with what the state's recommending. I will sentence Mr. Dennison because of those circumstances of violating that duty of trust. I believe it's worthy of the maximum penalty, so I'm going to sentence him to 180 days in jail. There'll be a $500 fine on each offense, so that's $1,500. A no contact order. He's ordered to register as a Tier 1 offender. And that will take place immediately. So, Mr. Nash, any further?
Mr. Dennison has expressed his desire to appeal the court's decision. We're asking for a stay of the execution of that sentence.
Here's what I'm going to do on that. I will allow you 30 days. I will deny the stay, and I'll put that in the order. That has to be in the order for the Court of Appeals to consider a stay. So you can go to the Court of Appeals, and my reasons for not granting a stay is because I think the evidence was very strong. As I said, Mr. Dennison was convicted by his own words, his own statements that he made to the police. And that's hard to refute. So I will not grant a stay. I will put that in the order. You can seek a stay from the Court of Appeals. I'm going to set April the 22nd as a date at which he will begin his sentence unless he has obtained a stay from the 4th District Court of Appeals. And the way this works, I'm sure folks are wondering, but we have an intermediate Court of Appeals system in Ohio. So a defendant has a right to take their case to the Court of Appeals for them to look over and see if there was error committed in this case. So I'm going to give, and they have to do that within 30 days of the judgment entry. So I'm giving them 30 days to ask the Court of Appeals to stay the proceedings. If they won't, then he's going to have to start his sentence on April 22nd. I'm going to order that the registration start immediately. And if you want, that has to be done within just a few days.
That's okay. I understand that.
And if it's overturned on appeal, then the registration can be lifted. But I'm going to order him to meet with Mr. Major today to start that process, and then there's some paperwork you'll have to take to the sheriff's office to complete the registration. That has to be done in just a few days. Then, if he wants to avoid starting his jail sentence and serving this sentence, he has to get the Court of Appeals to issue a stay before April 22nd and file that with this court, and that'll stay the proceeding. Otherwise, he's to be here April 22nd at 11 a.m. He'll start his jail sentence at that time. So I will prepare a written order as to the things I've said today in the sentencing hearing. Any questions or anything that's not clear about what I would require?
Just for the record, Mr. Dennison needed me to add an objection to the maximum and consecutive sentences.
Yes. All right, anything else?
Nothing further.
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the clerk will enter an order today and we'll get it to you, Mr. Nash, so you'll have it.
Would it be available today or sometime next?
Yes, it'll be shortly, as soon as the court's over, I'll send it to it. If you want to stick around, or we could email it or fax it to your office, however you wish.
Email would be fine. I have
Okay, we'll email it, the clerk will email it to your office this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Mr. Dennison is to check in with Mr. Major.
Thank you, sir.
State of Ohio recalls Carlos J. Pulley at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 2418.
Your Honor, I had spoken to him, and he gave me the phone number. I believe the prosecutor's office tried to contact the alleged victim in the case. I'm not sure if they've had any success with that. She is at work.
Mr. Hill?
Are you able to get a hold of that one? Okay, so we've left a voicemail for her but haven't heard back.
Yeah, she's at work, Your Honor, so he's okay with the protection order. He didn't think that she would want it. They are still together. They do still live together, but he has a place to go if there's a protection order issue.
Mr. Hill?
Well, and if she doesn't want one, we can certainly, she can come before the court.
Well, do you want to come back pretty quickly then to nail that down?
Yes, Your Honor. Can't do next week, though.
Oh, you can't do the 29th? Actually, we can do the 29th. You're not available the 29th?
I've got a trial next week.
Okay.
If she comes in before then, we wouldn't have a problem.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong month. Let me look here. So, well, April 1st, how about that?
April 1st, sounds good.
All right. Mr. Police, I'm ordering you stay away from Kaylee Harris until at least April 1st.
I'm not sure if he heard you or not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Police, could you hear me, sir?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you're ordered not to go around Ms. Harris until April 1st will be your next hearing. If she doesn't want that, she needs to contact the prosecutor's office.
Okay.
All right. Bond will be $1,500 OR.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
We're finished at the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, that finishes up at the jail.
State of Ohio recalls Danny F. Maynard, case number CRB 24149.
Okay, are you prescribed some sort of medication?
Yes, sir. Adipex for weight loss.
Okay. Do you have an explanation or statement that you want to give me about this?
I've been fighting depression for last year. I really have no, I know it was wrong, what I did. I did make an appointment with a psychiatrist at Marshall Health. I'm going to go start talking about my issues. And I'm truly, truly sorry I ever did anything so
irresponsible to my family and to my church and to everybody. It's just, I'm so very sorry, and I guarantee you, I will never happen again, and I was scared to death and still am scared to death. I just, so very sorry.
All right, sir, so what I'm going to do, I'll impose a $100 fine, I'll order you to pay court costs, 10 days in jail, which I'll suspend on the conditions you do 5 days of community service. You can do that in your home area, or you can come here to the court any day other than Sundays to do community service. I'm ordering you to stay out of Walmart. You'll have a review hearing on September the 20th. So that gives you all summer to get this done and pay it off. If you do, you don't have to come back for that review hearing.
Okay.
That's at 9 a.m., September 20th. You're to go meet with Mr. Major, who'll be your probation officer. I'll put you on probation for 2 years. And it'll be basically finished whenever you finish what you're ordered to do. We'll make it level 5 probation. And I'll order that you seek mental health counseling. I think that's something I'll order that you do.
Okay, yeah, I've already got that set up, so.
Bring some proof of that when you come in, or if you meet with your probation officer in the future, bring him some proof that you're doing that.
I will.
Any questions, sir?
No, thank you. No, I
Mr.
don't.
Major is out to the lobby and to the left.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'll have a good day.
State of Ohio recalls Kathy Knight, case number CRB 24143, A and B. Kathy Knight.
Okay, well, I'm glad we did the screen. You need inpatient treatment. And RRS doesn't do females, right? I mean, you tested positive for one of the most deadly things that we've ever seen in our community, fentanyl. It's killing people. So we need to get you some really serious treatment. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll refer you to Bethesda. Start today. You got family here with her?
She does, Your Honor. I know that one lady on your right is a sister.
Okay. And you all support her in getting treatment?
Yeah.
I mean, she tested for a bunch of stuff, but the most serious one is fentanyl, and I'm sure you've heard about that. Fentanyl is killing people. And it's rampant in our community right now. So it's a very dangerous situation, so we gotta get her clean. Gotta get off of that. And here's the thing, she tested for the other most common thing in our community, methamphetamine. That's very common too. The problem is that you get any drugs off the street now, you don't know what's in it. Somebody may even give you say, well, here's some marijuana. You could have fentanyl in it. Any street drug could have fentanyl in it. You cannot do street drugs if you want to have a long life. So we're going to send you a place where they can help you, but you've got to want to get clean. You've got to want to get off of this. Has to be.
I didn't know what happened at 9, tell you the truth. I was home, right, on Monday. My friend came at 5 o'clock. I came in the house and sat down. I didn't know what happened or nothing. I'm telling you the truth.
You're like you're standing here telling them that story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get you a place that can help you.
Please.
So Bethesda for inpatient.
Do what you need to do.
Come back on April the 8th. We'll keep that date. We'll get a report as to how you're doing then. And this is going to take a while. You didn't get to this point overnight. It didn't start last week. So it's going to take a while for you to get clean, but we got to keep working at it.
Right.
Okay? And we need your family on board. Okay? So what's going to happen is she's going to go to treatment, and then periodically I'm going to see her, and they're just going to tell me how she's doing. If she does well, I'm gonna cheer her on. If she does bad, then I'm gonna give her some consequences for it. It's kinda like the old-fashioned way parents used to be. Do good, you get a carrot, do bad, you get the stick. I want her to do good, because I want to see her live. I guess you want to see her live too, right? You got kids?
One, he's 31.
Got grandkids?
But I got some, I don't see them.
Okay, well, maybe that's because of some of these issues, but if you want to see them, you got to be clean.
Oh, I know.
Okay, we'll see you April the 8th with a good report. You got to do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it. Okay? Okay, April the 8th, 10 o'clock, so next hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Andrew Carr, case number CRB 24-7. Andrew Carr.
All right, Mr. Carr is at OVP.
Yes, Your Honor. He is currently at OVP outpatient. Unfortunately, they reported to me that his last screen was not very good, so they did have him do a urine screen here today, and we are recommending inpatient treatment again.
And we've been battling this for quite a while. In fact, it looks like I did an order at one point, he was supposed to go inpatient. Did he do inpatient?
He did. He completed OVP inpatient, but he continued to Tri-State Addiction Recovery Resources for outpatient, and he had failed his screen last time he came in here, so he switched over to OVP outpatient, and it
Still
just
failing.
hasn't improved, so.
What say you, Mr. Carr?
I say I need it.
So you want, is OVP want you to take him back, or you want to go someplace else this time?
OVP does have a bed, but, you know, I would also recommend long-term treatment. I think he needs that.
Okay, so what we can do, we can start you at OVP, but you're probably going to have to transition from OVP to another inpatient facility at some point, because 30 days is not going to be long enough.
Right.
What do you say about that, Mr. Carr?
I say I've done them and completed them and done good.
When did you ever do good? I'm looking back over your screens. March 1st, morphine, THC, buprenorphine. January 12th, amphetamine, cocaine, fentanyl, ecstasy, methamphetamine, and THC. January 2nd, that was over a year ago, amphetamine, fentanyl, methamphetamine, morphine, THC. I mean, I think you need the inpatient, you need it long term. How old a guy are you?
30.
30. Well, you got, if you get clean, you can probably live another 50-some years. If you don't get clean, you're not going to live anywhere close to that. I mean, you got a long, my point is, maybe not clear, you got a long ways to go. Have you got kids?
Yeah, I got one on the way.
And how many others?
2.
So you're going to have 3. How old are the 2 that are already here?
2 and 11.
Where are they?
With my grandma and granddad, 4.5 hours away.
Where do they live?
Grant County, Petersburg, West Virginia.
Is that where you're from originally?
Yep. I moved down here to Huntington because I went through Lifehouse and had graduated. Was sober 8 months and was doing good. So we moved down here because the recovery community was so strong. You know, I got a sponsor. I know how I work the steps. I know I can do it. It's just the basis. And then when I went to OVP and graduated, That put me like 2 months behind, almost 2 months behind on rent, all my bills, and just everything. And then stressed out, stressed completely out. I mean, I know I can do it. I want to do it. I really do.
Well, if we get you an inpatient, you don't need rent. You're gonna have a place to stay.
No, but that's
Well, another issue is his significant other, she's pregnant, she's also using.
Oh.
I think that was the issue when he went home for outpatient. I believe she was probably still using and caused him to relapse. They both need long-term treatment.
Wow. Yeah. What's her name?
Tawny. She was in here for the same charge as him. I believe she must have faked her screen when she screened here because she got let off on the same day that he got sent to inpatient.
Huh. Is she still on probation or what's going on?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's still.
Is she? Because she's in the parking lot.
What's her last name?
Tawny, what is her last name?
Tawny. T-A-W-N-Y.
Rainey Tawny. Rainey is her first name. Her last name is Tawny.
I want to go to the, like, a couple. I've never even got to see none of my daughters, none of my kids be born. And then I got this one on the way, you know?
Well, we also have a bed for her if she's willing to take it.
And then everything that I worked hard being sober, you know, I mean, I like being at Lifehouse and me and her getting our first place down here together and all that. So we going over here, I'm gonna lose everything. I don't have anybody down here to pack up my stuff, you know? Like I'm talking my clothes, my furniture.
That stuff isn't more important than your life
It's
and your
not.
children's life and your unborn child's life.
Yeah, we got, when's she due? When's she due for this, deliver this baby?
May 19th.
Soon.
May 19th.
Oh, it's coming up right away.
And she's using, you're all gonna lose that baby. You're not gonna be able to see it if you don't get clean.
We could try to get her in a program that would take her and the baby.
You guys have some hard decisions to make and it should be easy. You need to let that stuff go that you're holding on to because that's your addiction talking. That stuff is not important compared to everything else that you have going on. And you know that.
If I gotta do long term, if I end up having to do long term, I'd like to get a Lifehouse. Unless me and her find like a couples one, like the one we was looking into that they were supposed to call us.
Well, that's out of state.
Is Lifehouse even, I mean, old Rocky got tossed out and then I heard this morning he's
It's not
back.
doing too great at this point.
I mean,
I don't know if he's back or not.
He's back, but he ain't doing great at all.
I heard he got the people fired off the board that got
Yeah.
rid of him because he relapsed. So I don't have a lot of confidence in you going there. I mean, you live in Huntington, all right? Why'd you come over to the South Point Walmart to shoplift? Was it because you wanted to go to treatment? Because I hear that. People come over here to shoplift because they know I'm going to send them to treatment. Otherwise, why did you stay in Huntington? There's 2 or 3 Walmarts over there. And they probably wouldn't send you to treatment if you shoplifted there.
I think it was God that brought me there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to agree with you. So, and I'm looking at a situation where I don't think I can give you what you want. And what you want is not going to be good for you, this baby, or Rainey. I mean, it's a hard choice, but we got to get this thing nipped in the bud. You're looking for easy ways out, and I don't think there are any easy ways.
No, there's not. But we're trying to help you.
Why don't you go talk with her and see if she won't agree to go to treatment? I mean, that's the best thing you can do, the best thing she can do.
And you'd be be going together.
Mr. Hill?
Well, Your Honor, you know, it occurs to me too that if Rainey has the child and the child there's drugs in the system of the child, then Children's Services will take that child. And also the child is probably prone to be born with birth defects also. And so I hope that Mr. Carr is thinking clearly enough about his progeny that he would want to encourage his wife to be in treatment as well. And I would also think that if all three of them are in treatment, that would be the best peace of mind that he could get, more than his clothes. And if he wants a future with children, his children and his wife all together in a family, this needs to happen now, regardless if it takes more time than he wants.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to let you go talk to Rainey, and if you guys decide this to take off and run, then I'm going to have the probation office contact West Virginia Children's Services and tell them what's going on. And hopefully they can intervene and get something done where you are forced into treatment over in West Virginia, because that's where you've been living. I'm willing to help you, but you got to want to help yourself and have to want to get clean. She's got to want to get clean and have, you know, this child under the best possible circumstances. So if you stay here, we won't report it to Children's Services. If you take off, I'm going to report it to Children's Services or have probation officer do it, and that'll be up to them then what happens after that, because it's not even in our county. We live in another state and another county. So I think you need to go talk to her. I'll be here if you want to come back in.
Yes,
figure
sir.
out how we're going to solve this, or take off and we'll report it to Children's Services.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Caitlin L. Moore, case number CRB 2482.
So this is for arraignment. All right, Ms. Moore, the bail's handing you a copy of the charge. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, it's on the record. It could be used against you if you admit something. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed, if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
The charge filed against you, case number 2482, is assault. It alleges that on February the 7th of this year, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Jacob Thomas Wiley. Assault is a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you have?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, please.
Do you have a job?
I do.
What do you do?
I am a hairstylist, but I am a single mom of 3.
3 kids?
Yes.
What's your gross annual income, you think?
30,000, 20, 30. I'm not really sure right now. I'm recently getting a divorce.
I'm going to appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. Is there any problem with you staying away from Jacob?
No.
You're not living together?
No, I don't know. He's a stranger.
Okay, it's not somebody you know.
No.
All right. So I'm going to order that you stay away from him. Don't go around him or contact him or post anything about him.
Yes.
She can sign a signature bond, $1,500 signature bond. April 22nd, Mr. Morford.
Yes, Judge.
April 22nd is the next hearing for pretrial at 10 a.m.
State of Ohio versus Douglas Hess, case number CRA 2473, CRB 2474.
All right, so Mr. Hess got a bond revocation on the this is Mr. Worker's case. Is Mr. Mann still here? He was at ODP.
She is, she's chasing something out.
Okay. And there is a urine screen down today that was negative. Mr. Major placed in this? Oh, he's got to work on something else. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. This is Douglas Hess.
Yes, so he did leave OVP, but then he came back to OVP on his own accord with his significant other. I think that's why he left, was to try to get her in treatment. Since he has returned to OVP, I can say that he has improved his attitude tremendously. He shows a willingness to be there at this point. He's even talking about aftercare with me. And he wasn't in the beginning when he was, there the first time. So we would like to see him come back to OVP and continue his treatment, if you're willing to allow him to do that.
Okay. Mr. Hugh.
We're not opposed to that, Your Honor.
Do you have a projected date?
I believe it's April 4th.
Okay.
April 4th.
Why don't we come back April 1st then? All right, he can be released to go back to OVP, cancel the warrant. I guess there had been a warrant issued at one point. That's canceled. Continue with treatment. We'll see him back on April the 1st, and that'll be for preliminary hearing and pre-trials.
He actually pled guilty to the theft charge previously.
Okay.
If he's inpatient treatment.
Inpatient, yes.
Thank you.
Good on it. This is what's ruined my thumb. This is what has ruined my thumb, is all this writing. I'm serious. I've given my thumb in service of my county.
Okay, the only thing we have left is Mr. Carr. He hasn't returned. I'm going to take a recess. We'll see if he comes back. If he doesn't, we'll issue a warrant and contact West Virginia Children's Services. Court's in recess.
Judge, have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
For such an easy day, you did seem easy.
So I'm gonna go eat lunch and do it all over again. Not.
Go ahead. See. Here you go. Thank you.
Good weekend.
You too. Good weekend.
Some days are just so full of drama.
That's going on over here. Motions, these are all here.
Yes.
Opinion, it's right under